Folks, welcome back. Trigger warning on this one. Not going to spare anyone's emotions. I'm just going to give it to you straight because I think that's what everybody out there needs right now. Today's video is going to be about having a counter viewpoint to what the majority out there believe. And it's really funny because most people know this, but if you don't, I'm just going to say it out loud. Do you realize what the majority of people out there are? Do you think the majority of people out there are educated, smart, successful individuals with well-performing investments who have money? No. Majority of people are broke. They haven't a clue what they're talking about, and they have very little, if any, money invested. And when you travel around all these different platforms and all this different content and all these different comment sections and Discord groups and Reddit forums, these are the people that you're having conversations with, that you're actually taking anything they say seriously and applying it to your thoughts on things. That is as stupid as going to an overweight personal trainer and asking them how you can lose weight. They can't even lose weight themselves. How can they help you? But people still do it. Day in and day out, they are worried about what social media creators have to say. They're worried about what people are saying in comment sections. They are worried about these nonsensical ideas and conversations that people have. And because they say it in these little groups, and then enough people start repeating it, and then creators and influencers start repeating it, that enough people have repeated it, that people believe it. Things like, the Pokemon company doesn't want their products to sell well. They would rather their products be cheap and sitting on the store shelves not selling, and the Pokemon Center not selling out. They don't like the fact that their company's so successful. Has anyone out there ran a business before? Does anyone out there really believe a company doesn't want their products so sought after that they can't print enough of it to keep on the shelves? That it's selling at full MSRP and above? Huh? Another one I love. You can't invest in Pokemon product while it's still in print. All of Scarlet Violet era is still in print. Paldea Evolve's pushing like $450, $500 a box. Isn't 151 ETBs like hundreds and hundreds of dollars? Paldea and Fate. What? The issue is, guys, people are having such a hard time with this market shift. They're holding on to this hope that everything's just going to go back to the way it was before. Even though you have people like Kevin O'Leary going on multiple interviews on CNBC, other places, even though you have Wall Street Journal articles coming out, even though you have this army of investors who have studied the data, who have looked at the long-term track record of this hobby and have decided this is no longer the Wild West. This is no longer this crazy, wacky idea of investing in cardboard. They realize this is a legitimate alternative asset with legitimate data over long periods of time that works as long as you hold it long enough. And investors are able to hold. Investors understand the market ups and downs, and investors are not going to be influenced by whatever market noise happens in the next 1, 2, 3 years. But again, you have people out there that hear enough people say something and they're influenced by it, and therefore they make decisions based on what the majority is doing. Let me tell you something about that. Back when I took large positions on XY evolutions back in 17, 18, the majority of people in the investment space of Pokemon thought it was the dumbest idea they ever heard. Had conversations on online forums, conversations in comment sections of the people that were in the know of Pokemon investing at that time. It was seen as one of the stupidest ideas ever, investing in modern sealed product. Saw how that turned out. In Sun and Moon era, one comes to mind was Shining Legends that I took large positions on, both on the ETBs and the SPCs, which people also thought was one of the dumbest ideas as it got reprinted and it was falling off store shelves. It had clearance stickers on it. Nobody freaking wanted the set. Went up, 10x from where it was at the bottom? More? I remember in my own Discord, this wasn't me, by the way. I have large positions in Crown Zenith, but I had someone in my Discord post pallets of Crown Zenith ETBs that they picked up when the ETBs were about $40 an ETB. And you had people lining up to laugh, mock, and ridicule them for making that play. The majority of people thought it was a stupid play. It was overprinted. It was going to sit there for years. There were so many better other places to put your money. That play for that person has went up over 400% at this point. Over 400% on pallets worth of products. Not too long ago, I made umpteenth videos about Paldea Evolved when it was $80, $85, $90 right there on the open market. You didn't need distribution. You didn't need special, contacts in the hobby. You didn't need anything. Bought it right off eBay, right off TCG Player. I preached it video after video, live stream after live stream, multiple different live streams on different channels. And still, many of you didn't make the play. Alex, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. It's still in print for years. I'm going to buy Sword and Shield. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy that. It's not that people didn't do well buying other things, but Paldea went up like 400+% in a matter of a couple of years when people said it was one of the dumbest ideas that I've had. And now here we are, where I've been preaching prismatic evolutions, getting laughed at every step of the way. People saying, it's still in print. Guys, don't you know by now, the majority is rarely ever right? The majority of the people out there are going to be stuck in comment sections and online forums and discords complaining until the day they die. If they're not complaining about Pokemon, they're going to be complaining about the economy. They're going to be complaining about the price of gas. They're going to be complaining about some new president. They're just complainers. And they're never going to get ahead. They're never going to get out of the rat wheel that they've placed themselves in. And these are the people that you're concerned about their opinions. You're actually worried about what all of these idiots think. When reality, you should be looking at where the big money is being placed. You should be worried about what the successful people are doing. The small percentage of people that don't care about it, the people that do the counter to what everyone says. And so right now you're starting to see videos come out because some boxes have stagnated or some have dipped a little bit saying the market's crashing. When I start seeing the majority of people all say something, I know to go the opposite direction. I know to head the opposite direction as fast as I can possibly go. And until I see everybody collectively say the hobby is going to continue to stay strong, it's going to go to the moon, there's no stopping it, that's the time I may actually consider selling. But we're not there. Everyone's still doubting this market. I mean, I can just share you tons of links of videos, tons of comment sections, Discord, Reddit forums. Everyone's still doubting this market. When everybody is still doubting something, when the majority collectively is saying something, that's how you know it's not true. Immediately, that's how you know to do a 180 and go the exact opposite direction. And that's what I'm doing. And to all the people that constantly say these things that, it just gives them glimmers of hope. It gives them something to yell because they're unhappy. I can't wait till this market crashes and all you scalpers are screwed. All you investors lose it all. First of all, there's never been a market in recent memory that's ever had anyone lose everything. Go back to the beginning of the stock market, Great Depression, everyone didn't lose. You held, you made money, right? Every possible dip in the stock market, if you would have just held your freaking stuff, you still made money. If you would have dollar cost averaged in when it did go down, you made even more money than you would have if it never went down. Same thing in Pokemon. Did everyone lose in 2021? The people that jumped off the roller coaster in 2022 lost. The people who held until now, they still won. They still won. The people who bought more when it dropped, guess what? They exponentially won. The only people that lost are the ones that never got involved. The only people that lose are the ones that never take action. They sit on the sidelines and complain that everyone else is making money and they're not. Guys, I'm not here to convince you. I truly do not care what everyone else out there does. I am just here to at least give you some sort of motivation that if you're out there questioning your decisions because you see some content creators saying something, or you see a bunch of comment sessions with a bunch of people who are likely broke or likely not in the know, have very little skin in the game. If you're, seeing all this and you're worried what that group is saying, please don't. Please don't. It's not helpful for you. I promise you. And I promise you, more times than not, those people are going to be wrong, like they have been for the majority of their life, about the majority of the decisions they've made in their life. That's all I got. Hope you enjoyed. We're out.